Hello folks, welcome to another video. I hope this one finds you well. You've joined me here on what looks like a grassy knoll, doesn't it? Hey? Folks, this was originally intended to be a Freeware Friday episode, and it kind of still is, but I've also just seen an update come through for the aircraft on thy screen, this one here, resplendent in the baby blue. Of course, this is the A2A Comanche. Yes, I do own it. You haven't seen it in a video on this channel before now, and you may not see it again. I'll explain why as we progress through today's adventure. But an update's come through. It's now been updated to version 1.4.0. We'll have a look at what that update brings to the aircraft. And we're going to fly from an airport that has just been updated, just been released and subsequently updated by a freeware developer whose work I really admire. And that was originally the purpose of this video. We're actually going to look at this guy's work because he's released some really good packages for the Microsoft Sim. So we're going to fly from one of his airports to another one of his airports, up the road a bit. But let me show you the flight plan, and that'll give you and I a picture of exactly where we are today. And where we are is in the United States of America. Shout out to all of my American viewers. About 20% or something of viewers to this channel do hail from the USA. We are in Southern California this morning. The broader San Diego County, north sort of San Diego County, little place called Fallbrook Community Airstrip, Air Park, I think it's called. Beautiful part of the world, San Diego. Of course, the true meaning of the term San Diego being a whale's vagina. Yes, folks. Bad jokes are included at no extra charge. Vague references to films that I can't even remember the name of are also included at no extra charge. Begin our journey in Fallbrook, heading up via a few VORs, being the Paradise VOR, that one there, and then across to the Pomona VOR, that one there, Palmdale, and then continuing a northbound journey, ending up in the beautiful part of the world called the Kern Valley Airport. So the airport codes here, L17 being for Fallbrook and L05 for Kern Valley in California. There will be links to the scenery in the description for these two airports. Actually, what I probably will do, I'll reference the codes in the description. But what I might do is provide a link to the scenery that this developer has put together so you can get all of his stuff. We are cruising at 8,500. Ignore the red text and the warning here. I know what the issues are. We'll be cruising up at 8,500 VFR. It's a beautiful day here in this part of the world because I've made it so. Live weather here is very, very hazy, which is, while it may be very realistic for this part of the world, that's not the type of flying I want to do today. So I want to have view of this terrain and this aircraft. That's what we're doing. It's a Freeware Friday / aircraft update video. Call it a bit of a hybrid if you want. Won't be a long video. En route, we'll have a look at what the version 1.4.0 update has brought to the A2A Comanche. Alright, so engine start has been achieved. I do have company for today's journey, folks. Along with your good self listening to these words, I have Bandit, the Border Collie, in the front right seat. That's where the favourite packs get to sit, and I have a female Pax in the rear and a male Pax on the left rear. That's one hell of a stare he's got going on. Anyway, so we're full in terms of our Pax load. We've got about half a tank's worth of gas. Oh, what's going on here with those lines? You see how they're kind of slicing through the wheels? Bit of an illusion there. Love the little subtle vibrations. The aeroplane on the ramp. Now we've got a bit of a challenge getting out of here, I reckon. I think we have to go in this direction and I don't think it's going to be a smooth journey. But there's only one way to find out, so let's do it, folks. We'll go get some lights happening. Bit of right boot, fella. We actually need to go back this way. Bandit, I give you permission to bark if you see that we're in danger at any point. I mean, I know that we're in danger at every point, but if we're in imminent danger of losing our connection to survival, just feel free to bark, champ. And yeah, a heads up for those of you that are averse to having bird sounds in the background of your flight sim videos. Completely understand, but it is a feature, not a bug here at the channel, folks. But if that does annoy you, feel free to switch off. In fact, feel free to switch off for any reason at any time, folks. You will not offend me one iota. Not one. So, here's what I said. It was going to get interesting. Hello. Oh, how good's that? Up the hill we go. There's a runway out here somewhere. This is a challenge for an old fella. I'm not familiar with this aeroplane, or it's been a while anyway. You probably won't see this video again. You won't see this aircraft again, I don't think. I've got a strange relationship with this aeroplane. Not because it isn't a good aeroplane, because it is. It is very, very good. A2A do some fantastic work. There's just something about it that doesn't gel with me. And I may be in the minority here. I typically am. I've spent most of my life in the minority. Are we going this way? Where are we going? Bloody hell, trying to get up the hill. Where are we going? Over there, it looks like. Runway 18. Oh, we're stuck. What's happened? There we go, we're alive again. Look, we'll just cut across here, folks. Forgive my sloppy taxiing. Jeez, it comes to a stop. I'm having a little bit of trouble controlling our movement. I have trouble controlling everything. I'm having to work really hard on the pedals. Up the hill we go, another hill. This is runway, what is this, 18. Alright, here we go. We'll line up 18. Get ourselves configured for departure. Flashing red lights, yes. Warning of imminent danger, probably. Although, Bandit's quiet, so, at least in his estimation, we're okay. Now, let's get some heading... No, not that one. That is our compass card and everything lined up. They're roughly a southerly direction. We need a heading... No, not that one. Bloody hell. The birds are substituting for Bandit. They're chirping. Their warning happens every time. Basically, on departure and on arrival, the birds get very nervous. It's one of those things, folks. Trim is up here, neutral. We won't worry about flaps. We're all good. I think we're okay. We'll get transponder to altitude reporting. Basically, we're travelling, so right hand turn after departure, 36 miles away towards Paradise VOR. So right turn after departure. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Barrow set. Let's do this thing, hey? Again, I ask for your forgiveness in advance for some poor pilotage here. Mixture full rich. Bring that power in. It sounds fantastic, this aeroplane. The birds get louder right on cue. Lots of right boot required. Airspeed's alive. We're keeping it relatively centered here. There's 80 knots. We'll go sort of rotate around about here, hey? What do you reckon? Job done. More right boot. Positive rate, gears coming up. We are quite heavy this morning. Beautiful. Take a quick early external for you. Give you a view of Southern California. Or SoCal, as the cool kids call it. Safely away, folks. We'll make a right-hand turn, which will be easier for me to do, marginally easier, being inside the cockpit. Need to use your feet in this aeroplane, fella. it really is a great aircraft. I'm somewhat confused and frustrated by why I don't enjoy flying it more. But one of life's mysteries, folks. But today's flight, I'm going to try and do my best to enjoy it. We'll have a look en route at the what the update has brought. We might take a few shots of SoCal scenery just because, have a chat about other things that might come to mind, and sort of in around about 20 minutes or so the video will be done, and yeah, job done. I'll see you during the cruise, folks. Alright, settled safely enough in the cruise at around about 8,500. We may not be holding our altitude exactly, folks, but close enough to 8,500. That'd be Lake Elsinore. Did I get the pronunciation correct? Locals, feel free to correct me. But I think that's how it's pronounced. I suspect it's probably a different colour in real life. But here in the sim, everything is just a beautiful blue. As is this aeroplane. That's a beautiful, beautiful hue. Beautiful blue hue. Isn't it? Everything going really well. Helps when you've got nice weather. Out in the distance, I think we're kind of looking, if you head kind of direct off the left wingtip, I think that's sort of Laguna Beach. I think this sort of part of the world. I'm not that familiar with SoCal, so don't. This is not a geography lesson, folks. But yeah, flying up the valley towards Paradise. VOR. How far we got? 12 miles to run. We're in heading hold mode. We've got altitude hold mode. Yeah, I said roughly 8,500. Close enough, folks. About 8,760. Hey, but what's 260 feet between friends? Nothing at all. Let's have a look at what this update, version 1.4.0, has brought to the aeroplane. Alright, so here we are over at the A2A Simulations website. The changelog has been posted. We're very pleased to release the version 1.4 update for the A2A Comanche 250. Here is the changelog. So updated the sound system to the WWISE interface. They had a different sound setup going on. They've moved across to W. Is that pronounced W-wise, or is it WWISE, or just wise? Feel free to chime in, folks. I don't know. Anyway, they've updated the sound system. That's what's most important. Removes whatever that is from its entry. Yep, righto. Removes master volume slider from the tablet that is now controlled by the master volume. Okay. Restored proper engine preheater functionality, slightly improved performance of battery at very low temperature. Nothing we have to worry about today. Improved handling of custom joystick shortcuts. Yep. Fixed the GTN 750XI. For those of you that are using that, I am not. Enlarged environment occlusion to prevent long blades of grass from poking through cockpit floor. Wow. I think of everything these days. Fixed point and drag, fixed symmetry of nav lights, fixed wing loading, fixed transponder ident light, modified beacon lighting, removed pitch control out of range log warning, updated hobs and tacho, corrected mistyped instance of crankshaft in the maintenance details of the tablet. So a lot of tweaks and improvements. They are getting close. They're working towards having this aircraft available for Xbox, which I'm sure that those of you that fly on the Xbox will very much appreciate having the access to this aeroplane. Our Xbox community representing a significant element of the overall Microsoft Flight Sim community. Anyway, version 1.4 for the A2A Comanche 250, folks. That was the changelog. In a little bit, I'll rejoin you closer to our destination, and I'll have a look at the scenery. The guy that has developed the scenery for our departure and destination, and a whole bunch of other things as well. I'll see you for that. Alright, the journey continues. Currently en route to Palmdale, VOR. We are currently traversing, this is the Angeles National Forest, folks. Great Los Angeles out there in the distance. We are absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous part of the world. let's have a look at this freeware scenery developer. And here we are over at the .to. So the freeware scenery developer in question goes by the tag of vBazillo, and he's a self-admitted PC sim addict since flight simulation on the Sinclair ZX81 in 1982. So he's got some history with this simulation caper. And he's also got some talent, because he's released a bunch of scenery packages here on the .to. So Fallbrook is where we took off from. He's also recently released Bowerman Vintage Edition. Those that have been around the simulation game for a while, particularly the Microsoft ESP Sims, will probably remember Bowerman from those Sims, and he's done that, brought that back to life. Monument Valley, Shirasso, I don't know, L77 is the code. Marble Canyon, Kern Valley, which is where we're flying to today, Page Municipal, Agua Dulce, J. Cochran, Borrego, Brownfield, Oceanside, Gillespie. There's a whole lot in California, and other stuff that he's done. Well worth checking out. Just wanted to, really, this video originated, the idea for it originated by wanting to show my appreciation for this guy's work. So hats off to you, sir. And yeah, if you're interested in some quality freeware scenery, folks, there'll be a link to this page in the description for you. I'll see you for an approach. Alright, getting close now, folks. About 30 miles from our destination. Seeing these wind farms up here, this part of the world. It's just beautiful countryside. Okay, beautiful. Gets a bit blowy up here, I'm guessing. Or someone's just got a fetish for big propellers on tall poles. I'm not sure. They're not exactly turning that quickly at the moment, but very light breeze today. That's a question I have. Do those turn in accordance with the strength of the breeze? Is that synced here in the sim? If anyone's got an answer to that. This is a bit of random curiosity, it appears, that occurs for an old fella as he's getting along on this journey. It's beautiful, eh? Look at that. It will be time to think about our descent before too much longer. I probably should have checked before now. We might just take a slight right turn, sort of head down a valley or something here. So we're going to need to start descending. What I should have checked is the temperature of the packs. How they got 72 degrees Fahrenheit. Hey, that's good, isn't it? I don't know what that is in Celsius, but it's green, and green's generally good. So I think it sounds about right. 72 sounds about right. So I'm not going to touch the vents or the cabin heating anymore. It's perfect. That'll do. Everyone's alive, right? Including Bandit. How are you, mate? You've been very, very quiet. I wonder if you'll come to life for the approach, possibly. And oh, here we go, close-ups. I'm almost regretting that. You're all right. I don't mind you, but you concern me, mate. Yeah, hang your head in shame a little bit. You concern me. There's something not right there. Anyway, enough of that, folks. Should we start a descent? We probably should. In fact, I'm going to give Georgie a rest, so autopilot can come off, which is a switch down here. Down we go, and we'll sort of start a descent, and we'll kind of head, yeah, kind of this valley here, and then in towards Kern Valley Airport. I think this lake here is Lake Isabella. Beautiful name, Isabella. If you happen to be in Isabella and are listening, watching this channel, please do reach out in the comments. I very much doubt that there is an Isabella watching this video. The female contingent of my viewership is incredibly low, like less than 1%. And so, well, you could be a male who's named Isabella. You may just like the name Isabella as much as I enjoy saying Isabella. So, There was an assumption on my behalf. Shouldn't make assumptions in life, hey? You make an ass out of you and me, as someone once said. I think that was Benny Hill. Am I right? Now there'll be some people who go, who the hell is Benny Hill? Well, if you don't know who Benny Hill is, look him up on YouTube. He's still available. If he hasn't been cancelled, I don't think Benny Hill would get away with his caper in 2023. A little bit risque, you might say. But yeah, Benny Hill. I remember an episode. It's amazing. I can't remember my own name some days, or my address, or my phone number, or stuff like that. But I can remember a Benny Hill episode from 1984 where he said, "Never assume because you make an ass out of you and me." That's how my mind works, folks. And if you're watching these videos, perhaps that's how your mind works a little bit as well. Now we're kind of getting away from Kern Valley. I'm going to try and hug the hills here a little bit. Sort of come in from this direction and sort of turn over the lake, and then we'll land runway 35 at Kern Valley. It's just beautiful. So different from what it's like in my neck of the woods. So we have mountains, we have hills, we have aeroplanes as well. But the terrain, not quite the same. This is California. It's really well represented here in the sim. Anyway, folks, I'll see you closer to our destination, and we'll see if we can get this thing down in one piece. I will offer a disclaimer well in advance. I've never landed this thing well, like at all. Probably because it demands genuine skill, which I don't have, and that might be feeding into why I don't enjoy flying the aeroplane. I just can't get it. I can't get it down in a way that's satisfying for me. Others can. There are thousands of videos on YouTube featuring this aircraft that where people actually fly it quite well. I've never been able to replicate them. Anyway, I'll see you for the final stages, folks. Alright, concluding stages. That is Isabella Lake, folks. Give me another opportunity to say the name Isabella. If you're counting along at home, is that 23, 24? I don't know. Just a beautiful name. I've always loved it. Known a few Isabellas in my life, including one very feisty Isabella. But that's a story for another day. We're 6 miles from touchdown, folks, into Kern Valley. Don't know what the field elevation is at Kern Valley. That would have required a level of professionalism that I don't possess. So we're just going to sort of suck it and see. Yeah, it's sort of over there towards the north, somewhere over in that direction, Bandit. You're still quiet, mate, so you're still confident. Much more than your pilot is, I've got to say. Down through 4,000 now. This is where I start getting very, very nervous. As I realise within a few minutes I have to get this thing on the ground, and it's an arrival rather than a landing, if that makes sense. Probably not. It's a controlled crash with terrain, folks. The best way to describe it. So it looks like we sort of we don't want to get too much lower, I don't think. 4.5 miles, we're down through 3.5. Looks like we're going to have to cut the corner here, and sort of it's over there in the valley. Kern Valley, no less. This is a beautiful lake, eh? I'll just take a quick external for my own consumption. Beautiful. May never get here again. Certainly won't get here in real life. I'll just take a bit of a mental snapshot there. Right, so we're slowed down under 100 and down to about 130 miles an hour. 3 miles to run, and the field is kind of over in that direction, Bandit. You're still quiet, mate. We're going to have to try and get over these hills and then side a runway of some sort. See if we can sight a runway. I think I've got one in sight. Let's keep the power in. Completely improvised approach, folks, like they all are. Got this thing slowed up. Well, I have struggled with getting it slowed down in previous sorties, so I've at least got that bit under control. That's a strip there, right? If you squint hard enough, you can see it too, can't you? Looks like it to me. Right, we'll take gear down. Give ourselves a fighting chance here by setting up for sort of a 1.5 mile final. Kern Valley, California. What's our field elevation going to be? 2 something. That's quite high. Here we go. Narrow strip, but decent length by the looks of it. Down to 110 knots. We'll go full flap. Wish me luck, folks. Cross all of your appendages. Down to 100 mile an hour. I think we're targeting around about 90 or 85 or something from memory, right? A long taxi back to the bloody ramp by the looks of it. We're high, definitely. Speed coming back, 100 miles an hour. Light breeze. Runway 35. Here we go. How are you feeling, Bandit? Still silence. Much more confidence than I have. Alright, here we go. Can we do a decent job of this? Oh, not really. Well, I'll take that. It got a little bit squirrely there during the flare, but that's probably the best landing I've made in this aeroplane. That says a lot. Oh, we've got a ramp over here to the left. That's good. We'll take it rather than backtrack all the way back to the other one. Folks, thanks for your company in another video. Your support is appreciated. Thank you for your kindness in the comments, and welcome to all recent subscribers, and a special thank you to all of you long-termers, long-suffering subscribers to this channel. Your support is appreciated. That's been a look at the version 1.4.0 of the Comanche, as well as a bit of a Freeware Friday episode. A bit of a hybrid video, really. Until we next meet again, stay well, enjoy your simming, and bye for now.